way before it was necessary. Look at him. Now he's running away. Oh, he's chasing that other damsel on that side. Okay.
Day 8 of riding, leaving the lovely Phukananan resort. Beautiful spot. Well, Ute needs a bit of work, but yeah, here we are heading out. 300 odd kilometre ride today, something to look forward to. Temperature's a pleasant 13-14 degrees. Just lovely. You can do it! You can do it!
What's happening?
Just a minor problem with the clutch lever, but I'm sure our top-notch mechanics here will get it sorted.
All right.
Sounds much better.
Yeah. It's still, I can still feel a little bit of friction, but it's not dying. Yeah, it's coming out. We'll have to have a look at that.
No idea what that are, those things are, but no problem. Not entirely sure we're supposed to be driving down here, but anyway, we're in the market. Lampang River Lodge. Very nice. Wow, check that out. We made it out alive, John.
But I've done over. Sure.
Bob.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Slow down. We don't need to slow down. We just need to go in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's beer o'clock, Bob.
Beer o'clock. Cheers.
Cheers.
People tell me I have super big stuff. I had to drink a Coke to wash down the sugar of the pink frothy, what was it? Beverage I had at lunch.
Bathroom. Bedroom. Balcony. Step down. Out onto the lake view.
Kind of a little afraid of him at first, but as the trip developed, I did a little more research, and I understand he's the only super secret agent that's ever been pardoned by 2 consecutive presidents.
Not supposed to share that with everybody.
Yeah, and some may say, well, he's just got here, he just barely made the trip because he's being released from Guantanamo Bay. And some think he's a double agent, and that's the reason they let him out. But in my humble opinion, I think he's a triple agent. And so I don't know what he's going to share with us or how much he can really share with us this evening. But over to you.
Thanks. So the first time I came on a trip with 2 other expeditions, I went to Ladakh. And I was in a place in my life that I really needed that trip. I had been not long divorced, and I was struggling with what I should do for a living, and it was a big existential sort of moment for me. And And then I went on this trip, and it was like a real cathartic sort of discovery for me. And the discovery was in sort of remembering like who I was and what it was that motivated me and what like filled me up in life. And I thought that I was kind of alone in that kind of feeling and needing this kind of adventure to feel that kind of way. And then I got on this trip, and I've had a conversation with a couple people here about what it feels like to lose yourself a little bit in the sort of, whether it's the doldrum of work or the, you know, sort of the repetitive nature of everyday life, even if it's an enjoyable one. And when you kind of lose the ability to see the magic in life, in the everyday things, things sort of lose their luster and their veneer. And a trip like this has helped me come back to it, but it's also been really special to hear that other people feel that same way and need the same thing, or need this to sort of fill them up in the same way. So here I am sort of like filling that same cup again, and it's really special for me to be able to do that with a whole bunch of people who I've really sort of like connected with, like everybody around here. And I love this kind of thing because we all come from different walks of life, and like you said, I'm an international man of mystery, but also maybe a little off-putting when you first meet me. But we all get to know each other, and despite all our differences, or maybe even, you know, in part due to them, we find each other interesting and we make connections, and it's lovely, and it's helped me sort of rekindle my ability to see the magic in the everyday thing. And so I'll leave it at that in a second, but somebody who's way smarter than me talks about this a fair bit. He's a writer who I really appreciate. He's got an anecdote and a quote, and I'll share them both quick. And so there's this fella, and he's a famous and accomplished writer, and he tells this story about needing to post a letter. And so he says to his wife, well, I'm going to go down to the post office and pick up an envelope. And she says, oh, come on, it's, you know, you could just order 1,000 envelopes to your house. You don't need to walk down to the post office. And he says, yeah, but when I walk to the post office, I get to see a cute baby, and a fire engine will go by, and I'll wave at them, and I'll pet a puppy, and then I get to the post office, I can flirt with the lady at the post office. And he's like, isn't that really what it's all about? Right? His sort of thesis there is, he says, we're put on this earth to fart around, and I really like that. It sounds kind of trite, but it's like, it's nice, because you remember that things are special. And he also has a quote, and it says, when you're happy, I urge you to murmur or explain or notice at some point, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. And I think it's a really great way to walk around the world. So thanks. It's lovely.
Thank you. Cheers.
To all of you for helping me remember that this isn't nice, I don't know what is.
Thank you, Matty.
Apologising because I'm British, so you can all make your minds up as to what I have apologised for. It was at that time that, as I was going through the health thing, I ended up booking the Nepal trip with Two Wheel Expedition. I've always had, all of my travelling has been independent, so I was a little nervous to join, and I've never done a sort of package holiday. I was worried that it might be that we would be herded around, and you know, but it turns out that it was more like a group of mates on a ride. And what surprised me the most was that I joined up for a motorcycle trip, but the important thing for me was actually the connection with people, and it took me completely by surprise. And at the time, it made me connect back with myself, the same as you were saying. And yeah, it was a great experience. It also gave me the confidence to sign up for doing the Dakar, which was my dream since the Dakar started in '79. And to quote myself, I got sick of listening to myself say I wanted to do it, so I signed up and figured out how to do it afterwards. And again, it was a brilliant experience, but quite quickly you sort of return to the day-to-day mundane life, and I found totally that I'd lost myself, you know, and you just think, what is the point? You're just waiting, you know, you're filling the days, you're just waiting, and I was really, really down with that. So I'd been into hospital, came out and looked at my phone, and I had an email from Roro to say there's a new trip to Thailand, and I thought, well, I've never actually wanted to go to Thailand particularly, but I have confidence in the company, so I signed up immediately, and it gave me something to really get my teeth into and to work for. And it has again been a life-affirming, totally life-affirming, you know. And I've had conversations with everybody, and everybody has given me something, and there's been a few things that have said that really touched me and that will stay with me for a long time. And I'm
sure they're just passing comments, but I think we're all just really genuine, authentic people, you know, and that gives me, you know, everybody has a story, and with a bit of time and put into a certain situation like this, we can all learn from each other. And these motorcycle trips, it's like the motorcycling is so secondary, weirdly, and we have time on the bikes to ourselves, and we think about things, and then we speak to people, and then we mull it over, and it's been brilliant. Again, really quite emotional. And I've also got some quotes to pad out my mumbling ramblings. So what I meant to say was I never expected to have any fashion advice. So I can thoroughly recommend these, which are I've worked out them to be £2.38. But I also never expected to meet an ex-wife. So my quotes, I unfortunately can't remember them like you, but so the best therapy seems to me to lie in being understood, or sharing with another human being our unmanageable emotions. The central idea that we are all fragile, faulty and flawed in some way, that no single one of us is exempt from difficult feelings, is for me the most reassuring form of therapy and the best and most precious communications of all. Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if things don't work out, take another shot. My wife's just asked me if I have seen the dog bowl. I told her I never knew he played cricket. That possibly is not so much a quote, but and I think I'd like to end on the best quote of all, which is, experiences, they're what we live for.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, Mr. Andrew.
Cheers. Cheers. My glasses disappeared. Cheers.
It's beer o'clock, Bob. Yep. Cheers, big ears.